Okay, so this is your introduction to phrases, and we're going to talk about phrases generally and then prepositional phrases. So what is a phrase? A phrase is a group of related words. They are used as a single part of speech, and they do not contain both a verb and a subject. So it might have a verb, it might have a subject, but it won't have both. That would be a sentence. So at this point, I want you to stop the video and complete exercise 1 on your handout. When you finish completing the exercise, start the video again until you get to the answers, and then pause it again so you can check your answers. And here are those answers. So out of the whole list, you've just got one that's not a phrase. Number 2, if she really knows. You've got both a subject and a verb in that sentence, the subject being she and really knows being the verb. So it's not a phrase, it's a whole sentence. Okay, moving on. So let's talk about prepositional phrases and what these guys are. Prepositional phrase has to include a few things. A preposition, now you know what these are already, they're words that show relations. The object of the preposition, so what's that? It's a noun or a pronoun in the prepositional phrase. You'll see some examples in just a moment. And then the last thing that may be in a prepositional phrase are some modifiers. Not all prepositional phrases will have them, but many of them do. Okay, let's look at some examples. To the pool. The preposition is to, the object is pool, and the modifier is the. At the Jackson's house. The preposition is at, the object of the preposition is house, and the modifier in this prepositional phrase is the Jacksons. It's telling us more about the house. And then our last quickie example, instead of them, the preposition is instead of, and the object is them. No modifiers in that one. Okay. Here are some notes about prepositional phrases. Don't be confused if a modifier comes after the object. So don't think that it's part of the prepositional phrase. So for example, Heidi and Mrs. Brown worked at the polls today. The object of the preposition is polls. Today is not part of the prepositional phrase. It's an adverb and it modifies worked. Objects may be compound. So on the plaza, a guitarist sang for Victor and me. The object of the preposition is Victor and also me. A prepositional phrase can modify the object of another prepositional phrase. So this sounds confusing, it's actually totally self-explanatory. So if you look at the sentence, next to the door of the old barn stood 2 horses. You have 2 prepositional phrases, of the old barn and next to the door. Okay, of the old barn is modifying door. Door happens to be the object of the other preposition next to the door. Okay, a prepositional phrase can contain another prepositional phrase. So there's just one inside of the other. And here we have meet us at the Museum of Science and Industry. The big prepositional phrase is at the Museum of Science and Industry. The little prepositional phrase is of science and industry. So you have one inside the other. And sometimes a prepositional phrase is combined with a noun to form a compound noun. So, Strait of Hormuz, Stratford-on-Avon, Hole-in-One, University of Pittsburgh. So those are compound nouns that contain prepositions. Okay. There are 2 kinds of prepositional phrases. This is important stuff, and these are the next 2 things that we're going to learn about. The first kind is an adjective phrase. The second kind is an adverb phrase. An adjective phrase acts like an adjective. It's a prepositional phrase that modifies a noun or a pronoun, just like an adjective. An adverb phrase acts like an adverb. It's a prepositional phrase that modifies a verb, an adjective, or an adverb. We will spend the next couple of videos talking about first adjective phrases and then adverb phrases, but that is all the news for now.